Hey guys, this is Matt with Pro Madden. Here to talk about the play from the gun bunch open offset formation. The name of the play is bunch trail. Essentially, for this first setup, you want to put the outside receiver on a slant, and if it's man press, you can motion snap him so that he'll get a free release. But here, what we're going to do is we're going to motion snap him, but you don't have to if it's not press. If it's press, then you want to motion snap. And essentially against cover 4 or cover 3, it's basically a very easy high-low read. And it's essentially a levels concept, I should say. You have the slant coming over the middle of the field. That's your first read, obviously. If the user does not follow that route, then you should be able to find a hole to throw the slant. Otherwise, if the user stays underneath, then you can always throw that post route deep in the middle of the field versus cover 2, cover 3, cover 4. It doesn't really matter for the most part. And you just want to make sure you throw it in a place where the tight end can, not get hit. And if they take away the slant and the post, you'll always have the trail route coming right underneath. And then, if you scramble, you can throw it to the flat to the running back as well. The great thing about this trail route is that it gets in a spot that most zone coverages can't cover. So the hook defender in the middle of the field and the flat defender pretty much aren't going to be able to cover that route without leaving either the slant or the post wide open. This next setup is basically what we're going to do is we're going to go to an empty look. So we're going to motion the running back to the left side. We can do a lot of things. We can put them on a flat route. We can put them on a whip route. I like a whip because that beats man. So it's basically you have a high-low concept on the left side of the field. So that's going to beat zone defenses 9 times out of 10. No matter what they're playing, someone will be open. And if they're playing man, the whip gets open, the comeback gets open. If you put circle on the slant, you'll see with the motion snap, you can get him open. There's just a lot of man beating concepts in this formation. As you can see, we can also throw it to the trail route that beats man coverage as well. So one of my favorite parts about this play is that versus cover 2, doesn't matter, cloud, soft squat, doesn't really matter, that if you put the outside receiver on a streak, he's gonna burn cover 2 defenses like 9 times out, like almost 100% of the time. Because it's so close to the sideline, that safety, he fans out, and it just gives just a very nice window. Not to mention that the cornerback will probably never jam that receiver. So there, if you don't want to throw it to the, and that just kind of shows the high-low nature of this play. I can always hit that trail route no matter what. And here's a few more shots of me throwing it deep against cover 2. So here, I'm showing this versus cover 0 press. So this is just again to show you, so if they're blitzing you, you still have a lot of options. Block the running back, you've got the post, you've got the you have a comeback on the left side, which is going to beat man a lot of the time. That's Marcus Lattimore versus basically a very average receiver in DJ Moore. You can also put him on a whip route versus cover 0 if you don't have time for that comeback to develop. That's also a good man beater. So here, let's just pretend, so they're playing cover 4 or cover 3, doesn't really matter. Let's pretend that they're going to try and take away the post route from the tight end and the angle route by playing some kind of man zone coverage, right? We can go ahead and just put the running back, motion him to the other side, put him on an option route, and he's just going to sit in a nice window. So basically, and if they do end up manning up that running back, his route running, that he'll convert into an out route, and that option route beats man coverage, especially if it's a linebacker versus a running back. It beats it a lot of the time. So you've got, basically, there's not going to be really a way to stop this play per se. It's actually going to be very tough, a very tough play. I think this is probably my favorite play in the playbook so far. It's not really a one-play touchdown, but it's just going to be very hard for a defender to kind of cover up everything. Because if they play cover 2, they're going to give up that big streak down the sideline. And here I'm showing you that so let's say it's like 3rd and 10, right? So if I put the the running back on a wheel route or an out route, that opens up the curl window, and it'll allow me to throw that comeback even though that defender is in a curl flat. So if they play defend the sticks, it doesn't really matter because that hook defender is not going to get over there. And that's versus any cover 2 or cover 3. The only way I could see this being defended is some kind of like cover 0 robber. So you're playing basically man coverage everywhere, and you have basically like 2 underneath defenders, and then you just have to live with whatever they throw to the outside. So you have to live with that comeback. Hopefully you can get enough pressure so that that comeback doesn't develop. If they throw the whip, then you just have to hope that your man coverage can hold up. But this is a tough play. I'm gonna be honest. I hope no one ever runs this against me per se, because it would be kind of annoying to defend. Because I mean, there's 5 man beaters on the field. You have the posts from the tight end. You have your slot receiver who's lined up in a position that's gonna have him matched up with a safety or a linebacker most likely. And then if they play cover 2, because of the position of the receivers, that outside receiver gets basically down the sideline untouched, so he puts that safety in a very strange position, especially when you combine the post route from the tight end. Here I'm just showing you can do some other things. You can have like that wide receiver in the slot on the left side. He's in a position where if you run a comeback or you run a seam route, he can split the safeties in a cover 2. There's just a lot of things you can do with this play, and it's yeah, not to mention the RPOs and all the other things that go in this formation. Yeah, it's a tough play to defend, even if they know it's coming. So here I'm showing versus cover 3 or cover 4, even cover 2. If you put that wide receiver in the slot on a streak to run off any deep defender, and then you put the running back on a wheel route, and you just wait for him to clear the flat defender, even if it's a cloud flat, there's just a window to throw that ball. Yeah, so even if they're playing, it's 3rd and 10. If you get enough time, you can throw that wheel route down the sideline. Not to mention the other man beaters you have on the right side. So it's just a tough play. And here I'm showing it again. Just even with the flat route, it's just gonna open up that throwing lane, and it's just because of the position of the wide receiver in the slot. Like just basically how everyone's aligned, it's very tough for the defense to align to that. So there's going to be a lot of adjustments that's going to put pressure on the user. You can quick snap him and run the ball if you see that he's doing a lot of adjustments and getting people out of position. So there, with the throw, with that comeback throw, this is just to show that you want to make sure you throw it with the right timing. You don't want to throw it too early, and you want to make sure you just throw it low and away from the defender, so that you can just get a nice catch without, having to deal with a catch tackle situation. So here, this is just more options that we can use versus man or zone. So we can move the running back to the slot and put them on an out route, deep out route. So basically you have two people going to the first down line, and you're stretching the sideline as well because they're both breaking out. So it's going to be hard for a user to get involved there. So you can see there versus man press, Christian McCaffrey, ultimate mismatch. He can get open versus man coverage on that out route. Yeah, that's the bunch trail play out of gun bunch open offset. So yeah, that play is really hard to defend. Basically this is part of a 3-play, I guess, mini scheme. Kind of part of this gun bunch family of plays that I've found in the Panthers playbook. So combining this with the other plays in the playbook should give you a lot of options to move the ball. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.
To drive number one that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right?